Do your kids have video games on their Christmas list this year? There are so many of them out there, so it can be hard to figure out which ones to get. This afternoon, we have Aubrey Quinn with us to go over some of these games and what parents should know as well. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays to you. I know that this is every single year, even when I was a kid, it was always, I have to get Nintendo or Game Boy, or then it was Sega, and then, every year there's a new system out, and now I think it's Xbox, and but I don't even know all of the gaming systems out there now. But it's going to be that top thing on the Christmas list, isn't it?
That's right. The Entertainment Software Association asked kids all across the country, what do you want this holiday season? And the number one item that they're requesting is video games. 76% of US kids say they want something video game related this holiday season. And that's true for both girls and boys, and puts games ahead of money and gift cards, clothes and accessories, even other forms of electronics. So if you're trying to figure out what to get the kid in your life, video games are a really safe bet.
Yeah, they're probably going to be happy with that. I know my 7-year-old daughter, yes, top of the list. So what kind of systems are out there? What are some of the popular ones that kids are asking for?
Yeah, so the top 5 video game requested items started with video game consoles. And so there's still the Nintendo, but now it's the Nintendo Switch. There's also the Sony PlayStation or the Microsoft Xbox. But a lot of people are also playing video games on their mobile devices or tablets or personal computers. And so regardless of what system is in your home, there's a game. There's a game system, in a lot of cases in our pockets.
Oh, absolutely. We can carry it around with us wherever. So when it comes to the games, maybe your child wants to play some games that can be connected to the internet, for instance. I know some of the games can do that. They could play with people from all over the place. So as a parent, I think that there are some things that, we want to make sure our kids are safe while they're playing.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. What I would say is that the video game industry takes protecting its players incredibly seriously, especially kids. And so we encourage parents to take control using the available tools before they give the gift of gameplay. So parents start by learning about the ESRB age ratings. Just like any other form of entertainment, movies, TV shows, they're age ratings that let us know if the content is going to be appropriate for the kids in our house. Video games have been being rated by the ESRB for 30 years, and they tell us if the games are appropriate for E for everyone, all the way up to M for mature. And so I always start there. The second thing is that virtually every device you can play video games on has parental controls, including those 3 consoles we just talked about. And so start by setting up those parental controls. You can use them to limit the games, the amount of time the kids spend playing games or the times of day they play. You can also block by age ratings. And so if you have a 7-year-old at home, you can make it so they can only play E for everyone and they don't even see, they can't access those M for mature games. You can also block or limit who they communicate with online. You can block and limit if they can spend money in games. And so decide what rules are right for your family and then use the parental controls to help enforce them.
Yeah, and get ahead of that. Once they start playing, they may not want to hand it over, but get ahead of that. Set those. I know it could get out of control once kids start spending money on things, so that's a really good tip there as well, to make sure that you have those controls in place so your kid can have fun, but you can also not have to worry about them getting into trouble either.
That's exactly right. There are so many benefits to playing games. We know that not all screen time is created equal. And when kids sit down, adults sit down to play video games, there are so many cognitive benefits. There are emotional, social, mental benefits to playing games. They keep our mind sharp. They teach us resilience. One of my favorite studies says that the kids who play video games learn how to learn because they're having to make choices. They're having to read. They're having to, use strategy and teamwork. So there's so many benefits to play. And if there are parts of gameplay that make you nervous because of the age of your kid or the rules in your house, like interacting with strangers or spending money, those tools exist to put parents in charge and make sure that you're comfortable with the way the kids are playing games in your house.
Yeah, parents, you still have control here. You are in charge. You're the one buying the game, right? right? So keep that control in your hands. But it could also be a family activity as well. Maybe families can all play together.
Yes, we found that, over 75% of American parents say they play video games. And of those parents, over 80% love to play games with their kids and their families. One of the best pieces of advice I give to parents who have kids who love to play games is play with them. Watch them play. It's really fun for the kids to interact with their parents in that way. And if you're nervous about what they're playing, just sitting down and watching what they play can alleviate a lot of those concerns. And so, I say pick up the controllers, get down and have a lot of fun playing with your kids this season.
Yeah, be involved. Great advice. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.